here with Mrs. Bosse Ironsi, the Executive Director of Women's Rights and Health Project. We're still looking at the Chrisland School sex scandal. It's a pleasure having you on Sahara TV, madam.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you very much.
Nigerians have been outraged by the Chrisland School viral video of a 10-year-old pupil. And this has caused a lot of condemnations as well as allegations and counter allegations from both the parents and the school, as well as among Nigerians. Help us get the sense of what exactly is happening. Has a crime been committed in this instance, ma'am?
Well, there are a lot of, how would I put it, people not playing their role at this instance. The child in question, I intentionally use the child in question because she's a minor. They are minor, okay?
Yes.
I've not watched the video because I was so angry to, I don't want to watch the video, but from the perception and beliefs and the outcry and all that, I just believe that something went wrong. Even there are, there are lots that is wrong. First, let's look at it from the perspective of the school. Something happened in your domain. Children were put in your care, and you took them. Yeah, going for an excursion or inter-school activities is part of learning, okay? But you must be ready to take responsibility, especially even when they are adults. You still have to take responsibility for when they are in your own environment. When you have taken that, I'm sure they must have signed some documents to tell the parents, yes, we are capable of making sure that these children are safe, we'll be able to take care of them and all that. And if that happened, and something of that nature happened, I believe there were a lot of things that the school were trying to cover up that didn't go well. And two, for the children to be involved in such activity, it's telling us a lot. I told somebody recently that yesterday that I don't think that is the first time. I think a lot of things have been happening on the ground, and it was just an opportunity for them to explore. Don't forget that children are very explorative. They want to find out what is happening in their environment and all that. And it is our responsibility as adults to put to put sanity and moral values in those exploration process. Okay? So I think something went wrong. And for the fact that the school was it took one whole month for the school to start talking about, yes, we wanted to do investigation and all that. And they didn't call the parents. I think there are lots that things are not they are not telling us what has happened.
Earlier on, you mentioned the failure of those who are supposed to be guidance to play their roles. Are we talking about the parents? Have the parents themselves culpable as far as this is concerned beyond the school?
Definitely. You cannot take, if a child misbehaves outside, you have to look at where the child is coming from, okay? There must be something that is wrong within the home. And how come they were able to just gather themselves? They identified themselves, and they were able to say this is what they are going to do. So like I said, it must be something that has been happening before. They have probably there is a similar movie or something around that behavior that they have talked about, they have discussed about, they have explored about, and now they want to play it out or something. So for me, it is from the home, it's from the school, and of course, again, the social media outcry in terms of wanting to show the video. That's an abuse. That's a double abuse. You don't create celebrities out of things that are not right. These are not adults that can defend themselves. These are minors that need to be protected, that need to be, and children will listen to children. So I think it's a circle of something. That's why I said it's all circle of something. Now the school, for me, what they should have done is to notify the parents. Let's get counselors and psychotherapists to start working on these children and find out more information. But what they did, they kept quiet. The parents didn't even know, and it is suspension, indefinite suspension. And I think that is wrong. And it also goes to how we think we always want to solve problems. We want to be draconian in our ways. We are not systematic in finding out what are the issues and try to solve those issues. Majority of the people who are running schools, they don't understand what it is having tender age children in their domain. It is not just to say we have safeguarding policies, we have sexual abuse policy, we have child protection policy. How well are they implementing? And it goes again to the general laws in implementation of the, of the other laws that we also have. So I think it is telling us a lot. There is need for more close monitoring of these schools. We need to monitor these schools very well. And then the government needs to ease up a little and allow trained, interested professionals, civil society to help them, to join them, because they can't do the work alone. They can't do it alone. We have the Child Protection Network. They are seasoned people. We have, organizations that are working in terms of providing psychosocial support to both adults and children. For example, in Reti Resource Center, we have organizations like Mirabel Center. We have some other Chachayara, they are there. So why can't we create an opportunity where this organization can say, okay, let's work. So I think that a lot of things, the school did not play their game.
Now,
and it's always the issue about let's protect our image. This must not happen. I mean, again, look at so many things. Look at what happened in Dowen. Look at what happened in Abuja. A child that was, sexually abused to death. Look at what happened in River State. When it comes to issue of children, we want to shut them up so that they will not express themselves, and then they will keep on in that kind of behavior, because we need to desensitize them. We need to make sure that they go through readjustment programs, go through psychosocial therapy, get people who are trained in managing children's behavior with these children all the time. The schools cannot continue to be playing with our children's lives just because they want to make money.
Now, let me ask you this, madam. What will you consider sexual activity, or when will we consider sexual activity between two children and abuse? Let's get your perspective on that.
Take that again.
When could we consider sexual activity between two children and abuse, ma'am?
There's no time we consider sexual activity between two children. They are minor. They are just how would I say? They are just showing off what they have learned, either in films, either in videos, or either at home, what they see adults doing. And people don't know that children believe in what they see than what you tell them. Okay, so they must have watched it and all that. So there's no time, it's like a pornographic kind of a thing that they were involved in or something. I will not conclude, because except there is a proper interrogation, there's a proper process to find out how they got involved in that. And the school cannot do it alone.
You've earlier on identified failed parenting expecting the school to change their what we were children. Bad parenting, as a matter of fact, that's one of the issues, and the failed school system that is trying to conceal the horrible behavior of their pupils to save their school's name and reputation. What about the
And the
government?
media, the social media, that is also trying to further, create more issue by trying to show those videos, and everybody suddenly has become counselors, and they are blaming the mother when the mother is not alone in parenting the child. They are blaming it's a responsibility of everybody.
Now, madam, let's also look at the government's role as far as this is concerned. One will also looked at the fact that is it just enough for the Lagos state government to just shut down all branches of the school indefinitely? And do you ever see something coming out of it, considering the fact that Nigeria has witnessed the Premier Academy, then the Deeper Life Secondary School? It didn't end there. We next was the Dowen College, and now Chrisland. One begins to fear which school or who is next. And amid this confusion, no one has been held responsible for negligence. And the question is, will our children ever be safe at school? And what further proactive measures should the government put in place to ensure that we do not have a repeat of this kind of incidences in our schools?
So, like I mentioned, there are a lot of policies that are in school that the government probably have made sure that most of these schools are involved in. But usually is the implementation and monitoring of those policies and laws within the school environment. So whether it's unfortunate that there's a lot of mistrust between the people and the governments. Even if the government has, we genuinely want to do something, but because of antecedents of what is happening, okay, of course, Chrisland is a big mass school. And they will believe that, they are untouchable. They will not. Of course, that this is not the first time Chrisland is getting into trouble. And eventually, the government, there was, the teacher was sacked, and, they got justice. And so we are also hoping that they will get justice at this time, because this is not fair on the part of the school not to want the parents to be involved. So they should tell us what is it they're hiding. And I'm believing, because Lagos State is quite now you may mention about Lagos State suspending the activities
exactly
of the school.
Exactly.
If it's just to send the message to other schools that this is not tolerated in Lagos State. That's one. Two, to Chrisland, this is becoming a recurrent decimal for them in terms of what happens in their school, especially when it comes to issues of. And for me, this is telling me, there are more schools, there are more atrocities being committed in several schools, both private and government schools. We need to look deeper. We need to find out what is going on, because if there was no social media, if that tape didn't come out, we will not have known what is going on. So it's a two-way thing. I think we will pray that the government should not allow this to slip by.
That's right.
They must do something. They must carry the people along. Let them be open in the process of investigation. Let people know what is going on. And then hold those who are supposed to be held accountable, hold them accountable. Because this is becoming, unpardonable, that we leave children in the hands of people, caregivers. They are not taking responsibility. Now, government need to take responsibility. They do need to move further than just, we have suspended the schools and all that. Yes, it's good to suspend the school, maybe to do more of investigation. But then after that, what next? We need to see more actions. And I am very convinced with the present setup of the Domestic and Sexual Violence Response Agency in Lagos State, Ministry of Justice, Education, and all that. I'm praying that we'll get more justice to be done in this case.
And finally, ma'am, considering the long-term impact that this incident is going to have on those kids, what should parents do at this point in time to prevent this kind of thing happening to their wards? And what are organizations like your organization doing in order to help ensure that we never have a repeat of this kind of ugly incident?
Okay, so from the parents, I think they need to get closer to their children. Some parents believe that communicating with their children is by beating them. That's a wrong communication. Okay, when you identify some behavior with your children, parent-child communication is very vital, and it must take some basic steps. Observe, explore, interact, and find out how you can withdraw some certain privileges that they enjoy that can make them to sit up. Give me an example. If a child is the one that will not organize their room, for example, you can provide them to say, okay, there are no ice cream today until the room is where, those are ways. So, but you see, parents still want to kind of sort out, interact with their children by beating and all that. And the children will close up. And when they close in, you are not going to learn. They will be very comfortable with their peers. That's one. Parent-child PTAs in school should not only be just to make sure that the school structures, the school, how they go on holidays, and how the school fees in the school are being managed and all that. They should also talk about character building, personality building. It's very important for us to see a better children in tomorrow. So these are critical areas that the parents will do. Now, for these children that are involved, and even especially the school, they need to take sessions about, psychotherapy. They need to go through some therapy because it's a serious abuse. It's a serious mental disturbance to the children and even to the school as a whole. I don't think it is something that we want to see again. So that's what I think that it should be done. The government should just take a proactive measure to make sure that they go into that school and provide psychosocial support for those children, mental health clinics and all that. And then we should all go out to the schools and start talking about these issues. Schools should be open for, for people to come and discuss some of these issues with their children, with the parents being involved. I don't know how they are going to organize that, but I think it is possible. For us, we work intensively with schools, especially in higher schools like JSS 1 to SS3. And we encourage them. You will be amazed if you go to any of the schools and ask them, what issues do you want? Just share the notes, small notes, and give to them to say, please, what do you want us to talk about? You see issues about if somebody is making advances to you, if teachers are making advances to you, if you are being sexually harassed at home and all that. And they should always know that people who harass children are not strangers. They are people that live with them. So if you take cognizance, parents should learn more about how to take care of children. In this present day life, the world is becoming a global village. We cannot pretend that we don't know what is happening.
Mrs. Bosse Ironsi, the Executive Director of Women's Rights and Health Project, thank you so much for your insightful perspective on this issue.